Hi everyone, we're here in Kennedy Place today and we're talking with Mary O'Connell and her son Michael is here with her as well. Mick, oh Jesus, sorry Mick.
Sure only calls me Michael. Like.
Yeah, I'll give you the official title, so from now on you'll be Mick. Right. Mary, you're here in Kennedy Place and what year did you move in here?
Oh, gone back 68.
About 1968.
68, yeah.
Yeah. And at the time, did you have any children when you came here at the time?
Oh, I had two.
You had two at the time. So you would have had Mick, yeah.
And Imelda.
And you had Imelda. Very good. And so before you came here in, where had you been living?
We were above in Ballyhea.
So you started out in Ballyhea?
In Ballyhea,
yeah. Was that just after you got married?
Got married, yeah.
Yeah. And then?
And we came from that into Ballahub and up the Powerhouse Road.
Right, so just up here, so you moved up there and you were into the house or whatever up there, yeah. And after there then?
After that we came down to Holy Cross.
Holy Cross, yeah.
In Duffy Gardner's.
In Duffy Gardner's house.
We had a room there.
You had a room in Duffy Gardner's? Yeah. And so, and how much were you pay, like were you renting a room there or something?
We had the big room, 10 shillings a week.
10 shillings. So, and how many of you were in the study? You had yourself and Johnny and Mick
and Melda.
So you had Imelda as well, so it was
four of us.
Jesus Christ.
Beside the big room in Holy Cross.
Yeah. Gee, that was tough going for a...
It was.
Yeah.
It was a great crack.
Yeah. You don't remember that?
Oh, he does, yeah.
I do. I remember put over Mr. Collins and Bobby Gammon.
Yeah. What was it for a young housewife with two young children trying to operate out of one room must be tough going, like.
It was tough going. It was.
Trying to keep washing going and all that kind of stuff.
I used to go out to Maureen Gamble. I used using her line in the morning and she'd use it in the evening.
Yeah.
But it was great. I think we were happy there.
Yes. And cooking then, so were you kind of sharing the kitchen or?
No, I started cooking upstairs and everything. We had a Primus.
A Primus, you'd have to explain that one to me.
A Primus.
Was that an old gas barrel thing, that was it? No?
It was a little Primus, a little thing that you'd have to put your pot up on top of it.
Oh, yeah. An little oil fill thing? Right. Jesus.
And you put your pot up on that thing.
Yeah.
And we cook away in that.
Christ
and then we got an electric cooker.
Yeah. So you must have known yourself when you got an electric cooker.
We had a cooker then, but the cooker then was so funny. I used to have to use the cooker, but I'd have to lock the door then because Duffy would come up.
Yeah.
I had to lock the door because he had electricity free.
Yeah.
But I had to pay him an extra shilling to use electricity.
Even though he had it for free.
He had it free, but I used to give him an extra shilling.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to cover in the window at night.
Yeah.
The way he wouldn't know I was using the light.
Yeah.
Because he'd always say, you can't use that now because you're costing me money.
You're costing
me money. And he'd it free. He did free. So I had to cover that.
Yeah. Landlords will never change.
I'd go up and I'd give him his dinner.
Yeah.
And one day I said I'd wash down his stairs.
Yeah.
And of course I decided I'd wash his curtains and the curtains fell apart.
Yeah.
And he met me, a Friday, he met me.
Yeah.
He didn't call me.
Yeah.
I'd go over into my mother.
Yeah.
And get she give me curtains hang up in the window.
Yeah.
He told me I robbed his curtains.
Yeah.
He went out in the street, out in the road, and he didn't call me.
Yeah.
He told me I robbed his curtains.
Jesus Christ.
And he went down about the curtains. I said, Duffy, I didn't. I said, because I'm not buying you these curtains.
Yeah.
And then we were walking with fleas.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
The fleas because they were,
Yeah.
And then Duffy had his own little press with a lock.
Yeah.
And Stevie had his with another lock.
Yeah.
And I'd give them their dinner.
Yeah.
And then at the place, and I'd have to sterilise the place.
Yeah.
But we were happy there.
You were happy there.
We were happy there.
And so, obviously, you were looking for a house then, like so.
We were looking for a house then, and these houses came up.
Right. And you'd have to apply. You'd put your name in.
You had the council, yeah. So these went anyway. So we didn't get that.
Yeah.
And I was.
And the first draw, like the first round of it or whatever.
The first round, so we didn't get this house. So then they came around again, and they were going around, and it was. I met two councillors going around Holy Cross.
Yeah.
And I went out to him and I was
You
driving.
were on the canvas or whatever. Yeah.
So they were going round, so I took him by the hand and I had Mel inside in the buggy and I met these two councillors.
Yeah.
And he said, look, there's a house up on Kennedy Place, I'm looking for it. I said, any chance? And he said, oh, you're good to mind your two little brother and sister. I said, they're my own. And he said,
thought you were the older sister.
He thought I was mine.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. Because you were only, I was only 20.
You
You were only 20 at the time, yeah.
And
so you were 18 having Michael, like, cheers.
I was a young mother.
Yeah.
So he thought I was minding my two.
Younger ones, yeah.
So it was grand. So he said they'd be up, and he said leave it with me. And about a month after, I got Kindy Place.
Yeah.
I thought I won the lasso.
Yeah.
I thought I
coming out from one room over here, you were coming into a 2-story house.
I thought I got a mention.
Yeah, within inside toilet and running water and the whole shebang. Yeah.
But when I came in, then you say everything had to be quiet because they're Duffy guards. Everything had to be quiet.
Yeah.
You know, I had to be quiet, but you know, everything had to be quiet. But I'll tell you a good one. But this fella.
I'd say you could tell many a good one about this fella.
We were over. He had a tricycle.
Yeah.
Right. And Duffy used to let him drive his tricycle in the kitchen. You know, in the Holy Cross houses.
Yeah.
You had the hall in round to the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So he was up and he was driving his bike in the west. So Duffy, one day over, he called him, and he tipped the crust of bread into the tea and into the sugar, and he gave it to this.
Yeah.
Of course, he made him eat it.
Yeah.
And I said to him, because he was very fussy, so Duffy said, eat that now, he's a good little lad. He said, eat that, it'll be good for you, he said. So he was there with the crust on him. And I said, please eat the crust, because Duffy would give it, didn't eat it.
Yeah.
And he was there with the crust of bread, and he said, I'll give it to Mammy. No, you eat a good lad now, you eat that, he said.
Yeah.
So he was eating it when he came up, and he was looking at me, and he went down the moor to finish the bike anyway.
Yeah.
He was the more
he wouldn't cycle the moor.
The moor
in case he get more bread.
And I come down there on the moor, he said, with that bike.
Yeah.
And I said, thanks very much for giving my little boy the crust.
Yeah.
Come down and get out tomorrow, give him another bit, he said. So that finished
that.
That finished the tea and the crust.
When you came in here then, and like, I suppose, like, there was lots of younger families then as well moving in here.
Oh, there was. Mary Began was next door to me.
Yeah.
And my two were here, and Mary Began was there.
Yeah.
But when we came in here, then it was like...
Yeah. And up along, we'd say, just up along, then, who else did you have up
I had
along
Mary
the road?
Began, Teresa Coughlin, Mary Morey, the same number here now.
Yeah.
He wasn't here next door.
Yeah.
But Mary Began was there with her 5, and I was here with my 2.
Yeah.
And then I was expecting Christine.
Yeah, she's another one.
She was another one.
Like, we'll say, Michael, for you then, we'll say, you came in here then and you were starting to grow up. There was like friends everywhere then, like, when they were just all in the one row.
Actually, when it started off, it was only just the 10 houses here first.
The 10 here first.
Before they started building on the rest of Kindy Place, we'll say.
Yeah.
And, but again, like with Holy Cross, it was like, I know a few of the lads I grew up with, and stuff like that, but at the same time there was a few undesirables now in Holy Cross. Not mentioning any names, but I'll give you one name, actually. No, I'll give you his initials. W.O.B.
Yeah.
No,
but
fairness,
from a kid's
but
point
this
of view,
correct,
it must have been, you know what I mean, like now you had space and there was room to run around, as you say, tricycle or playing a bit of ball or kicking the ball. It must have made a huge change for you.
It was a different, it was a new, there was room, it was a new lease of life. I thought anyway.
Yeah. And for as I say, for a young housewife, you had room, you had space, you had bedrooms for each of them, a kitchen and toilets and
it was lovely when we got it first, and after a bit, then it was grand.
Yeah.
And that was near home. It was like.
I was going to come to that. So you had an ulterior motive for this house, really, didn't you? Because this one in particular.
I did, because I was near home.
Right, because home is only straight across the way. Right.
Looking back now. To the big mistake.
Well, we'll get to that. Now, we'll say, right, so Mary, for anyone that might know, would be a daughter of Shawnee Lynch.
That's right.
Right. Now, if there was ever an original Cove, it was probably Shawnee.
Oh, it was him.
Yeah.
It was him.
And I don't think I'd probably exaggerate too much by saying nearly every sentence finished with Cove. Didn't it?
Oh.
It was this Cove and I'll meet you Cove and I'll come over Cove and I'll get down Cove.
It was,
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
Yeah. And everyone knew your father around the town.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
And my father, the word no would mean nothing, my father.
Yeah.
Even with us, the word no, he didn't know what the word no was.
Yeah.
And
you think that was asked of him, he'd do it, or yeah.
If he asked something, he would say, I can't do it.
Yeah.
He'd look at you as much as say, what you said, ma?
Yeah.
I said, I'm married, I'm gone from home.
Yeah.
So, I'm your father, so you got to do it.
Yeah.
He'd look at you as if you had 40 heads in you.
Yeah.
I did
if something had to be done, it needed to be done.
Oh,
yeah.
And if we went to the pub now with my father, now I would never go to the pub, we'd down to the pub or something, and I said to him, Dad, I'll have vodka and white, and he'd look at you, he said, Fettin' you want, you'll have a glass of 7-Up. and I'd look
you were
at
a
him.
grown woman at the time.
I said to him, give her a glass of 7-Up there. That was about. I said, I'm not going out tomorrow. I said, but you asked me to come down with your mother to have a drink with your mother. I come home with a glass 7-Up. And mother said to me, we're looking for the vodka and mice.
Yeah.
Just give her the one.
Yeah, that'll do.
And I was 25 or 30.
Yeah, you were sitting down,
I said, I'm not going out no more with you. I said, don't ask me to go out. I never went out no more because the same thing. I said, I'm not going out no more with you.
So, as well as yourself, where did your father come out of himself then, like?
Smith Road.
He was Smith Road. He was with the Lynches behind Smith Road. Right.
Smith Road, yeah.
And did they, so your mother and father, did they come straight into Holy Cross here then? Or?
They were in the old Cork Road. As I said, the Cork Road would have been down around the corner, I think.
Yes,
around the corner
there was about 11 or 12 houses starting from where the farm gate is now, running up along there past the first Holy Cross houses. Along there.
I'm sure I must have been around here, must have been where I was born. You were down around there, would have been the old Cork Road.
Yes, yeah. They demolished them, they demolished those houses then when they were building the new Holy Cross, So I came up here when I was... So your mother and father were in the old Cork Road first. And then when they were building these, they got one of them. Right.
They came up here then.
And so, as well as yourself then, who else was born over here, or who else, how many other brothers and sisters did you have?
I had two sisters.
Two sisters,
and Nile.
And Eileen, I can't
and Eileen, she's in Tralee. Well, she's in Tralee now.
Yeah.
And then you had Jimmy and Pajan.
Right, yeah. And your father, again, now I'm only guessing here, was he in the army at some stage?
Oh, he was in the army all his life.
Yes, that's what I'm...
All his life he was in the army.
Yeah.
We were brought up army style.
Army style, yeah.
But we were brought up, it was like we were army thing. Everything you'd done
was regimented. Yes. And where was he based there? Where
Collins Barracks.
He was in Collins
Barracks,
right, yeah.
He was sergeant in the army. We were always, everything you done with my father, it was army thing.
Right, yeah. And military position.
Or you go around, he'd be kind of gun.
Yeah.
And I'd say to myself, he's at it again.
Yeah.
I said, Dad, we're not in the army. Or his shoes, now polishing his shoes, or Paudie, he'd always say, listen, look and learn.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, we're looking. Are you learning?
Yeah.
His famous words. I said, Dad, we're looking. We're learning. Where?
But are you learning?
Yeah, I said, where? Yeah.
Very good.
He was a terror. We were just brought up army thing.
Yeah,
I said to him, oh, God almighty.
He was fierce involved in with sport as well. He loved the sport.
He loved the rugby.
Yeah, he loved the rugby.
The rugby was his in down and beyond.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
And he drove it on, and he was always involved.
Loved it. He lived and died it.
Yeah. And again, as you say, nothing was impossible. He make everything happen to
everything was
going.
Done. Everything was done to perfection.
Yeah.
There was never anything. It was never half done.
Yeah.
Everything he'd done was done to perfection.
Right, I suppose that's the army kind of training
everything
as well.
Everything was done, and if you didn't do it, you'd go back and do it again.
Yeah.
And he'd be standing over you, and he'd be looking over you, and I said, I'm doing it.
I'm
doing it, I said to him.
How about your mother, Mary? Who was your mother?
She was Reedy from Ballingarry.
She was Reedy from Ballingarry,
yeah.
And any idea where they met or how they came across each other?
My mother used to cycle in from Ballingarry into Charleville.
Yeah. Was she working here?
No. She was coming in to do the shopping. My mother was an only girl. She had 3 brothers.
Yeah.
And the 2 of them were in the army.
Yeah. The 2 brothers, yeah.
2 brothers in the army. Yeah. And one of them was in England. He was in England years ago. He died years ago in England. But they were in the army. They were in Dublin.
Yeah.
But she was an only girl. But her mother died when she was a child.
Yeah.
And she was brought up with her grandparents. But they died years ago. I never knew them.
Yeah.
And her father got killed going home years and years ago, crossing a river. He got drowned.
Yeah.
So my mother came from farm background.
Yeah.
Now John O'Malley used to always say to me, "Oh, your mother fell for your father big time. She fell for the army."
Yeah.
And I used to say to him, "Oh, did you?" John O'Malley knew my mother very well.
Right.
And she knew Mrs. Sheen Backsmith Road, Paddy Sheen's mother, Backsmith Road.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
She stood for Paddy Sheen's, Mickey Fong.
Yeah.
She stood for him.
Yeah.
Years and years ago.
Yeah.
And that's how Michelle Rob said, your mother was a pure lady, she knew her very well.
Yeah.
So that's how she met my father.
Right.
And then she married my father. She was 10 years older than my father.
Yeah.
And only when she died,
yeah.
I said to my father, they must have got mixed up with her thing. He said, no, your mother was a few years. And then she was a good, she was 10 years older than you. And he said, yeah, but don't be saying that now. Don't be saying that now,
No.
It was a big thing,
Don't worry, we'll delete all that.
my mother would never. I said, mother.
That's all right. They were happy. How long were they together?
They were together. They got married. They were together. She said to me, you were together. 60 years we were together. Your father, your father. Sure, I loved your father.
Yeah.
But they were so happy, my mother and father. They were so. She'd always say, your father is only talking a load of rubbish. I'm not pretending to hear him.
Yeah.
You know, they were together for years.
Yeah.
They were just.
Right.
I never seen my mother and father arguing, you know.
Right.
She'd argue with him, but she'd walk away and she just, just a thing that...
So they were blessed with you, didn't having you across the road, having to do the jobs and everything.
I know. I said to myself, why was I alone? I was never so near. Could you be so near?
Yeah.
It was so bad once. They said, going to cross the road. I had a pest going across the road here. The green. I didn't want to walk around.
Yeah.
I remember saying to the council one day, is there any change you'd put a little... different getting all waste. And he used to, the council used to say to me, but you to walk around to be handier for you.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you just put a little pet there going across and you know I used just
because the way it is now is not the way it was. That island wasn't there at all.
There was no pet. This was the green here.
Yeah. I suppose look, we'll have to wrap it up, but you're here basically 53 years. Would you change anything?
Me.
You said it. Like again, here where you were with the neighbours and the family and living in town and having your mother and father there, but it was ideal, like, wasn't it?
It was ideal for them because I was there.
But for yourself in town and the kids walking to school and everything, it was handy.
I wouldn't, I suppose, really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I suppose, really, because I think the fact that I was, because Anne was gone, she was in Kilfinnan.
Yeah.
I was in Tralee.
Yeah.
John was in the army.
Yeah, that's right.
I was always here.
You were here.
I was the one that was always here.
Yeah.
And I was always said to my father when he got sick. I was always said, Daddy, I'll be always here.
Yeah.
I know. I said, go away over the house. I said to him, I'll be here when the rest of them won't be here with you. And I said, when you'll be needing me, I'll be here. And he said, I know.
Did last be said for that?
I was always here.
You were always
the one, and I'd go over home. Then I used to come, I'd be out the garden. He said, your mother knows is here and don't come over stopping from her work. Yeah. She's busy. And go over home. I said to him, I've a little job here now for you out the garden. But my father was a man that you could not be idle.
Yeah, he had to keep busy. Yeah.
And you had to keep busy with him.
Yeah.
Because you could not be not doing something with him. Because
if he was at it, he wanted you. Mary, look, it was lovely talking to you.
And you too.
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
And I know you were probably a bit nervous at the beginning.
I didn't want to do it.
No, you were 100%.
No, my father used to love meeting people, love talking to people, and love, he loved it.
And he passed that hand too. All the best, Mary. Thanks very much.
Thanks a million.
And Michael, thanks very much. Thank you.